And welcome back, Big Orange fans. Thanks for joining us today. We
Absolutely.
appreciate your time, and we'd appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed.
Absolutely.
Uh, Leave us a comment today because uh, today we're going to be talking quite a bit about the quarterback position in particular heading into the portal.
Right.
Um, but portal needs, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Discuss what Jim Knowles has been doing these first few days on the job and really for the whole month of December. We got a basketball game coming today, coming off a big win for the Vols against Louisville. Needed it badly
Yeah.
and made a pretty emphatic statement in that game. And we may have some more odds and ends as we go, Bob. But
Right.
let's just jump into it right now, Bob. We obviously Merklinger made it official this week. He's going into the portal. No surprise there, but we definitely are going to have to pick up a third quarterback.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before.
I agree.
You going in for a starter or you going in for a backup to be
Well,
on the team?
we always like to put our fans, the subscribers and everybody on here to give their viewpoint on stuff. And here's a pretty good one, I think, for them. If you was Heupel, would you go after a guy who is a starter, or would you let George McIntyre have his shot? Um, and I think that's a big question, Tim.
Well, it's not such black and white. Obviously, you'd like, oh, go get a starter. I'm not
Right.
sure how many starters are out there in this portal class
I
to
agree.
begin with.
After
So,
watching some film on some of these guys, not super impressed with this one. And I'll go on record. If you let me have Aguilar back, I'd take him back.
yeah, which, is another real possibility.
But we'll
But
talk a little bit more about the other portal guys. But yeah, and reason why I ask that is because you always have to worry about, you know, McIntyre leaving. But I mean, I don't know.
well, I think that is something we need to discuss on this right here. Because, the simple thing is to go get somebody. But first off, we don't know who's going to be out there. And we've got some names for you today. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Yeah.
We do have some names for you that we're going to discuss some players in particular. But as a coaching staff, if you don't get your top two or three guys, uh, do you throw $3-4 million at a guy who, quite honestly, you may not really think improves your quarterback room?
Right.
Last year we could have kind of stayed pat on the wide receiver room, even with low numbers, because they really thought highly of the talent inside the room.
Right.
Um, and you do run the danger of, does McIntyre say, I don't want to sit another year?
Right.
And you lose somebody by just bringing in a body sometimes. I mean, not a body because body ain't going to run them off, but
Right. Right. Well, I will say this. It does appear that the coaching staff has made contact or evaluating at the very least the big name guys in this class. So they seem to be at least
they seem to be going for that guy who could come in and start.
right. And I wasn't for sure about that initially. Would they just go after a guy who could possibly be the starter, much like we thought, Aguilar was last year? Could he be the starter? Just a guy that could compete for that starting job, and you hope somebody took it and run with it. I think they're looking for even more of an established guy this year. Just don't know if they're out there. Um, but with Merklinger gone, and no, Merklinger wasn't going to be a factor this year, I don't think.
No, but it officially opens up that spot.
Yeah, it does. The two main guys, Tim, if you're ready to talk about,
Yeah, let's talk about them.
is
Two names I've seen thrown out
there the most is Brendan Sorsby for Cincinnati, and is it Josh Hoover with TCU. We watched a little bit of film on both.
Yeah. And there's a lot of connections, by the way, for Sorsby.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of connections. Mom, dad, sister.
All live in Knoxville now.
Yeah.
Brother-in-law's coaching at high school level.
Right.
He's been to multiple UT games in the past, I think, and this is going back a few years. So
right, and he talked about
he loved to play
in Neyland Stadium. So, but now his girlfriend I think, just got a scholarship to attend Texas Tech, which is one of the other two teams. Well, if there was to have a pecking order of teams for Sorsby, it's probably Tennessee and Texas Tech. I don't know who won, who's two, but that's the two teams that's mentioned the most with Sorsby.
Yeah, and Texas Tech isn't a team right now that you want to get in a bidding war with.
Yeah, I don't know how many fans out there know it, but Texas Tech's throwing around money. Uh, they're going to be in the NIL world a power in just about every sport going forward until that money runs out or something.
Right, they have a billionaire that happens to be a former football player.
No,
And he wants that team to be wants that team to be good.
Yeah, I know their softball team probably number one in the country this year. Their basketball team's good, and their football teams was pretty good
Well,
this year. So
they're in the playoffs,
right,
and actually looked like
pretty good.
they're not a normal Big 12 ACC type of school this year. That's a good looking team.
But back to Sorsby, Tim. When we watched the film, I mean, you just sit down and watched it. I've watched it a little bit before. The positives is he's 235 and can run.
He's a runner.
Yeah,
dual threat guy.
He's definitely a dual threat guy.
Big arm.
Big arm. He's got a strong arm. He can make some really nice throws.
Yeah, some wild plays.
Right. Unfortunately, he makes a lot of other wild plays. I was really shocked by how many just bad throws he made, both interceptions and ones that, when you watch the receivers, he didn't seem to mentally. He doesn't seem to do his progression.
Failing a lot of balls and late on a lot of balls.
Yes, and guys wide open, and he throws it to the wrong wide receiver.
Yeah, it seemed like it reminds me of some of the situations we had to deal with Milton and Nico here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved to talk about the arm talent, but between the ears, it made you wonder a few times.
Now, one thing that we did notice is he seemed to throw off his back foot a lot. Maybe it's correctable.
Well, bad. I thought mechanics just kind of looked odd most of the time. Threw off the back foot a lot. Fixing his mechanics might fix a lot of his issues.
Right. It's possible he could end up being a big time player. I mean, he's got the tools to be a big time player.
Yeah. And, he can get you out of a lot of trouble with his legs.
Right. If he could fix the mental aspect, and
his decision making.
Yeah, his decision making and the mechanics, then I mean, this guy's got NFL talent. But I could definitely see him going wherever he's going next year and losing ball games for people because he just misread plays and throws balls into the danger. I mean,
well, we've seen several quarterbacks at some big schools this year. Like Reed for A&M. One game he looks like a first rounder. Yeah. And one game he looks like who'd you pull off the practice field or the band practice to play quarterback this week?
It's not a bad comparison, probably. Honestly, I agree with that, Tim. That's probably not a bad comparison.
Yeah. High highs and low lows.
Right.
Another name though UT's been connected with somewhat at this early stage, like you said, Bob, Josh Huber,
right?
TCU.
Not excuse me, not the wow guy that Sorsby is. One thing I did notice from him, he seemed to hit his progressions a lot better than quicker decision making than what Sorsby was. Less arm talent, and very much like Aguilar as far as a runner. Maybe even worse a runner.
Well, I will say this. I saw a few scrambles where, on paper I thought, well, he quick enough, got up the middle quick enough, picked up about 6 yards, nothing more. And then I looked at his stats. We had 55 rushing attempts for a grand total of 4 yards.
Yeah.
Obviously, sacks, take a bunch of stuff off.
Right.
But yeah, he's not getting anything with his legs.
Yeah.
But mentally, though, he does appear to be better. I'm not saying he's perfect.
Right. I do think he does a good job of processing things and moving along with those guys. I mean, I think you might have an upgrade with him over Aguilar in that aspect to some degree. Probably not as good a deep ball thrower as Aguilar was.
Those aren't.
Right. Where Selsby is Sorsby. I'm sorry. Sorsby's I think he's just more of a wild card. I mean, he definitely has the biggest upside.
Yeah.
But
and I thought Sorsby too had I like the type. I'm not saying he's great on the deep balls, but he's a lot like Joey is. He puts a lot of arch onto it,
right.
Drops them in.
Yeah, he's just not throwing rockets like Milton would.
You're right. He's not throwing a 60-yard bomb 12 foot off the ground all the whole way.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I don't want to compare him because he doesn't have the arm.
No.
Very few humans ever walked the earth ever has.
But he's got a good arm.
He's got an
NFL talent.
He's got an NFL talent arm. Yeah, he does. I mean, I always like throwing out a comparison when I'm watching somebody. I get to thinking, of a Josh Allen, a little bit lesser arm than Josh Allen, but and Josh Allen had accuracy problems in college, and I'll go ahead and say it. I thought Josh Allen was going to be a flop at the pro level. I was going to. I mean, he had major red flags in college. Really didn't do well against the blitz and all that stuff. So he had a lot of potential to blow up or be out of the league super, super fast. But they worked it out. So and I think Sorsby has some similar type traits that I saw in Josh Allen in college. So, but we'll see what kind of guy he ends up with being at the next level, at the very next stop.
At the next stop, yes. Bob's, there's a handful more names out there we'll mention. Levitt out there in Arizona.
Right.
Obviously, he's in the portal.
Let me say something about Levitt real quick.
Yeah.
I watched him play one game last year. First game of the year, I think it was, or second game against Mississippi State. Because I watched it mainly because we was going to play Mississippi State the next week. And he was horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. If in that game right there, if you told me to take Harrison Bailey or Levitt, I would have took Harrison Bailey. That's how bad he played. He single-handedly lost Arizona State that ball game. I mean, wide open receivers throwing it 5 yards over their heads, behind them. Any quarterback, just about any quarterback in NCAA could have done better than Levitt did that game. But that's the only game I watched him play all year. So I'm sure he played better. Otherwise, he'd been on the bench.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was not one to write home to the folks about.
No, it was bad. But anyway, that's just what I've watched of him. And he's a big name out there. I haven't really heard his name mentioned in Tennessee very much. A little.
Yeah, and there's a handful, and I'm not sure there won't be a handful of quarterbacks yet to come.
And you also had DJ Lagway out there, but I've not heard of Tennessee mention him at all.
Yeah, there's multiple ones already in the portal, and may even see one or two after the bowl games put their name into it.
Very possible, yeah, especially from the teams that's in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously, Bob, with the bringing Jim Knowles in, and his defense revolves around that safety position.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to heavy into portal for defensive backs in general, safeties in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? Obviously, staying. It won't get any worse. But do you think we'll go heavier?
I think we'll not only go heavier, um, but I think I'm much more confident that we will get a big name guy at that position if there's actually some big names out there. There's not a lot of names out there just yet, but I would expect us to go get a big name guy. I would expect us to get 2 to 3 safeties, probably a corner, and I know we're just talking about safeties, but I expect us to grab at least one big defensive tackle, somebody in the 320-ish range, 325, somebody who can keep some.
Be an anchor
Yeah,
in the middle.
yeah, just somebody to that don't get pushed out of the way and maybe help our linebackers move around a little better.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think we'll see at least 2 defensive tackles, but
I do too. I think we get 2. I think one of them.
But one of them's going to be
yeah,
kind of a massive guy.
yeah, and I wouldn't doubt the other one is a pretty decent size too guy because seem like we have a decent amount of the the guys that's quick twitch type defensive tackles.
Yeah, the ones that will get pass rush pressure up the middle. We have multiple of those. The quote the 3 technique guys.
Yeah.
But you need that guy that can get right there over the nose of the football.
Yeah, we need some zeros and ones.
Yeah, and just anchor down.
Yeah.
Keep people off your linebackers, let them flow. We'll definitely do that.
Is Vince Wilfork still available? That would be a good one. Somebody like that.
Yeah, just a massive human being.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jim Knowles, Bob, he's come in, but he's not really doing any actual coaching on the field.
Right.
Um,
he's just
but he's busy
evaluating.
Yeah.
Evaluating staff and his roster, because he don't probably know, at least not originally, when he first signed on. He might have got an ideal, but didn't really know what he's got coming in. So he's got to see what guys fit his system. And I'm sure he's going to go with the B's and stuff like that. But where he's also looking at coaches.
Yeah, I think that's much or more the most thing he's doing right now is those coaches and staff. And we're not going to see any movement on that before the bowl game. But as soon as the bowl game's over, bowl game's on 30th. The portal opens up on the 2nd. I would expect any firings to be done, and I expect any hirings to be done by the 2nd. It's going to be quick.
Yeah. Back in the day, you always wanted to play later. That meant more bowl practices. That meant
same number of bowl practices.
Okay, wait, I tried.
Normally, now you got one. We've already had bowl games 1 week into it, but normally you get 15 days.
Right, that's a good point. But you wanted it to be later because that usually meant a bigger bowl, that kind of thing. Nowadays, man, you want to get this thing if you're not in the playoffs, you kind of want this thing over with so you can go ahead and start making changes. You can go ahead and, like in this situation, we've got to get rid of, if Knowles is going to make a coach change, it needs to be fast. The hire needs to be super fast, probably within 24 hours.
They used to do it at the coaches convention in January quite a bit.
Yeah.
But with the portal opening up on the 2nd, that's not the case.
Yeah, it's going to be very busy from the time that game ends. Plenty of news coming out. So, watch for us there. We'll have something out. We may actually doing something remotely. Who knows? Depending on when that.
We may go live. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we may do it. That way, because there will be a lot of information, both for coaches and players.
Pretty quick.
We'll try to keep y'all updated. But Tim, let's talk a bit about basketball, man. Huge win against Louisville.
Yeah, needed it so bad coming off 3 straight losses.
When I was talking to my son before that game, when I looked at the team as individuals, I really liked the team. I think Boswell's made a big jump. Carey's made a huge. I could talk about Carey for a few minutes here.
Well, let's do it. Let's
Well,
talk
I mean,
about
let's
it
talk about it, man.
right now. Jalen Carey, uh, did he not just was a man out there against Louisville?
I mean, I tell you what, Tim, we haven't had a guy like Carey, and I know it's a 2 or 3 game sample here, but since Grant Williams, man.
Yeah, and I'm not comparing him to Grant.
No,
Just saying that
but a guy who can throw
legitimate
it down
inside.
low, he gets it within 5 foot of the basket. You feel like there's a good chance he's gonna make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact the guy can hit a layup. I mean, we've had so many guys over the last 10 years, not complaining, but the amount of guys that struggle to hit.
We've not had really good inside scoring presence.
Right.
Somebody
And
you just throw the ball down to.
he's good down there, man. You feel pretty good about getting the basket.
Yeah. He's a good physical body. Worked the boards well.
And he's a willing passer.
Willing passer.
He does the little things. He's very good at picking, setting screens. He's a guy I think honestly, he hasn't been getting enough minutes. He needs more minutes.
Well, he's not even starting.
Yeah.
So take that into account.
The only gripe I might have about him, and I'll gripe about this too. Man, how can we be so bad at shooting free throws? How could that man be so bad?
The whole team's had issues.
I mean, he's really bad at it, at least so far. I just don't understand that, man. I mean, how can okay, I won't get into.
Well, it's a classic thing. Big men, a lot of them don't shoot free throws very well because, simply put, if you basketball is something that it should fits on most people's hands pretty well, that you roll it and everything. And if your hand's a lot larger than a basketball, it makes a difference when you're actually like rolling it up and out and shooting and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a physical thing. But however, you got to get better than what he is right now.
Yeah, because he's going to get plenty of fouls. I feel like. I mean, we actually got a guy we've went through stages at UT where we didn't get a whole lot of fouls called because we wasn't a team that
we didn't put the ball down low.
Yeah.
Or drive.
So we actually got somebody that can draw a lot of fouls. But you got him, and hopefully Estrella keeps getting better. He is
working his way back into it.
And the Browns looked really good. He's just got to get more reps. Honestly, his biggest thing.
And Parker remains one of the elite premier defensive players in the country.
Right. Boswell's played good. I mean,
he has flashed, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing flashes. I think he's improved quite a bit from last year.
Do you think he's taken that 2-guard spot?
I don't know, man. That's
one of the questions on this team.
I know. I mean, Berg shows flashes. Amari Abram, to me, that might be the guy I would. Between him and Boswell, I think I'd play those two more than anybody. That spot, we may need to shrink our rotation down maybe one person, maybe.
Well, it would help if someone really took the spot.
I think that's the reason why it hasn't. I think it's just because they're waiting on somebody to separate.
Well, I've got another question for you, Bob. On the same thing. What if Gillespie started getting more minutes at the 2-guard? If we could get somebody, be it Boswell or Troy Henderson, getting some more minutes at the point guard spot.
Well,
would that be a better?
If we had lost this game against Louisville, I would think that you might see that quite a bit. I mean, because you might come in a panic mode and feel like, hey, we got to make an adjustment. Since we won Louisville and won convincingly, you may not see a whole lot of that, but it's something to look at because, Gillespie's a very good shooter. One thing he needs to get done, and he drives to the lane a decent amount, but it seems like he never gets any fouls called against him. I mean, you want a guy like that who's a really good free throw shooter. getting some free throws. And it seems like he never shooting any free throws.
My biggest concern is he's being too much asked of him. He's not really getting the team in the offense.
Yeah,
We seem disjointed, and a lot of time that starts with your point guard.
I agree. I will say I think he has done better at that as the seasons went along, but I also feel like he could take another step. You know,
Well, speaking of steps, Nick, Bob, sorry, I called him my son's name. That's not the first time I made the Bob.
no, first time today, but not the first time.
Yeah, Nate Ament.
Yeah.
Um, he's got to continue to grow his game.
Maybe the key to the season moving forward. I mean, he's.
I mean, it's not like he's averaging 4 points a game. I mean, he's
Right.
he's won the freshman of the week a few times and going to win it a few more times. So
I don't have his shooting percentage in front of me though. It's not good.
no, it's not.
And he's got to do a better job of with the ball. I've seen a team or two that's actually just attacked him. But yeah, and he's definitely got the talent. As we've all watched the games, there ain't too many guys who are 6'10" plus who
Can handle the ball and
Yeah.
play out on the wing as
Yeah.
well as he does at the
I know.
college level.
So he's got ability. It's just how
But there's
quickly
been
can he progress?
Right, because there's been some wow moments and some owl moments.
Yeah.
And quite a few owl moments with him that make you want to. You might want to grow your hair so you can pull it back out sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, that said, though, I'm not out on him yet. I believe Ament will continue to get better. Biggest thing with him, I think, if he got confidence in his outside shot, get it back, because the kid could flat out shoot from significant distance.
Yeah, confidence, I think, may be his biggest issue right now.
It is.
Yeah, you can just tell, man. First game of the year, even in the exhibition game against Duke, he had confidence. He was shooting. You're seeing him pass up a couple of shots that he should have took. I think he's just having a confidence problem. But,
Yeah, I believe fixing the confidence problem, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a hard thing to do.
Well, I mean, got a game today. This probably,
We'll be playing part by the time I get this out,
Right.
Bob.
right.
Or
So-
this could be even out.
Right,
Who
could
knows?
be against Gardner Webb. So hopefully, some steps today. Toward to
Well, these next couple of games going to be, let's continue to work on ourselves.
get better as a team.
Work on ourselves. You ain't got to do
We've got potential to be a very good basketball team. Very good.
Yeah. A lot of good parts here.
Yeah.
Just got to get some outside shooting.
Right.
And continue to be more of a team.
Yeah.
And that's, you do that with practice,
Right.
and practice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game today. Looking forward to watching the team when we start hitting conference play here really, really soon. And I think it's got a real chance to be special if we can keep, like we mentioned, Ament's got to take a step. Gillespie could take a little bit of a step.
He definitely could.
His stats is not quite what we expected based off of maybe the preseason.
What he done as last stop.
But there's still a lot of potential here. I guess why I say that is because when I watch the team as individuals, I see a lot of good. So you see all that players, and you're thinking, man, this guy's he's got something. He's got something. He adds value to this team.
Mhm.
But it seems like we're not reaching our max potential, which is
Well, this team is
rare
not
against-
jailed.
Yeah, it's rare against Barnes. Barnes does a pretty good job of getting his teams to reach their potential. This team is not, as a team, has not reached their potential. It seems like the players are starting to reach their potential, except for Ament. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what we do moving forward.
Well, that, Bob, we will wrap it up. Guys, join us as we next time we'll do a deep dive into the bowl game.
That's right. Look forward to that.
Yeah, check out what we got to face against Illinois.
Mhm.
And guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry
It is-
Christmas.
Don't
Yeah,
forget the
absolutely.
reason for the season,
Yeah.
guys.
Enjoy the time with the family.
Hmm.
Hopefully you have a little extra time off to watch maybe some of our videos, whether
Yeah, that's you do give yourself the present
right.
of watching a few videos.
Yeah, I mean, and y'all are kind of extended members of the family,
Amen. I hope
Yeah.
each one of y'all have blessings this Christmas
Absolutely.
season.
Yeah, enjoy your family time. We love it. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, share our videos. You know what to do. We appreciate you, and go Vols.
Go Big Orange.